David Horowitz appeared on Eric Metaxas's radio program to talk about his autobiography, Mortality and Faith. Here's a portion of the interview.
There's a scene in Radical Son, which is, I see these as the 2 volumes of my autobiography, when I'm in a bookstore. And it's after this happened. And it's a Berkeley bookstore. It was called Moe's, was thriving. And
in the 70s.
All these books, and I see the people are into science fiction, they're into this, they're into that. They're whole worlds, which are completely outside my world. But Marxism, that was the key to it all. So my books, there was probably 10,000 books in the bookstore, but my books were the important ones.
Right.
And when I realized that it was just another story, and it was a completely false one, as it turned out, I said, the room went black. It was like being in a desert, completely flat with no landscape. And I realized that I was nothing. I mean, that's a terrifying
What do you mean? You're in a bookstore in the 70s in Berkeley.
Right, and when you see that I realized that Marxism was a false idea, a false set of ideas. I mean, there's still millions who live off these really bad and disproven and stupid ideas.
But you're suggesting
it made me important. That's what the story made me important.
But you're suggesting
I had to face my own mortality and nothingness, and that was as difficult a thing as you could possibly have to do.
And you talk about that in the new book, Mortality and Faith. But it seems to me that you're suggesting that you were going along for a ride, and at some point you woke up and you realized I was going in the wrong direction. It was a lie.
My life, had written maybe 10 books at that time as a Marxist. I had devoted my life. I was 35 years old. I had devoted my life to this false idea, and a very destructive one, an evil idea. And that's how I know who people are still Marxists, like Obama. Because the first thing I wanted to do was scream it out and say, warn other people against falling into this trap. And the people who don't do it, the Obamas, the Valerie Jarretts, the David Axelrods, they're still communists. They were all brought up that way, and they never detached themselves from it.
To watch the rest of this program and find other appearances by David Horowitz, visit our website, booktv.org. Type his name in the search box at the top of the page.